And macarona! Hey!
Macarons! That's what we're going to be making today, and they are a lovely French dessert. They're gluten-free, they're a lovely little treat, and we're going to start out by getting onto these eggs. We've already whipped some egg whites with some sugar, and they're at a stiff peak. Nick, I'm going to get you to pop a little bit out just to see how stiff this peak is.
Oh.
Check it out. Stiff peaks. Do you want to grab a little bit between your fingers? In fact, why don't you do that, Ella? Just sort of pop your fingertip in there and then feel it. Rub it between your fingers. What can you notice?
Maybe rub it between Alice's fingers for her. see how she does.
Maybe give some to Katie as well. What can you notice about the texture?
It's sticky.
It's really thick, really silky, and there's no grit, there's no granules of sugar. That's when you know that your macaron whites are ready to go. We're going to add some vanilla bean and cream of tartar to that to stabilise it. So Nick, pop that in, and vanilla bean paste as well. Ella, do you want to pop the cream of tartar in? That's that little bowl there. And then we're going to whisk that up. And while we're doing that, Katie, you and I are going to start sifting together the icing sugar and the almond meal. So let's start sifting in. Go, go, go. Oh, wonderful. And then just sift it. You don't have to be too delicate like that. Yeah, sift, sift, sift. Wonderful.
Is this ready to go on, Alice?
It certainly is. Awesome, keep going.
Gallop, 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 trot, 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 gallop, canter, 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 canter.
Now, the reason that we sift this all together is that we want everything to be really light and not lumpy is the word I was after there. Nick, how's that lump of whites looking over there?
Yeah, it's looking good.
Excellent. All right, keep going. I might give that more of a spoon. All right. Ooh, keep going. Okay, go, go, go. Squish, squish, squish. Okay, and I think that's ready to come out, so bring that over.
Oh, it's quite a stiff peak there, isn't it? Goodness.
Very stiff peak. The reason we want the peaks to be stiff is we want them to be as stable as possible. Do you want to do the stiff peak test, Nick? Pop the bowl over your head, see
Let's
what
see
happens.
how stiff they are there.
Oh, nothing! That's perfect. So we've whipped it to the point where the air has actually thickened it completely up. Okay, that's looking lovely. You know what? We're going to start folding that into this mixture here. So let's do that. Now, the way that we start doing that is we fold a little bit in at a time. So let's start. Katie, do you do a lot of baking at home?
Yeah.
Wonderful. What sort of stuff are we baking?
Well, I like to bake banana bread and brownies.
Delicious. Do you ever have to fold egg whites into that mix?
Sometimes.
Okay, well, let's see how you do it. So a little bit first. That will help the amalgamation happen much better. So a little bit first, mix that in. Mix, 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 mix. Ella, do you want to pop a little bit more in? We're going to work as a team.
Let's get a nice big spoon.
Nice big spoon of the egg white mix.
Perfect.
How can it be macaron? Speaking of macaron, macarons are not to be mistaken with macaroons. Macaroons use coconut and egg white, and they're baked, and you don't really need to do more than that. Macarons are a French dessert. They're much more technical, and guess what? That's what we're making. If you want the recipe, because it is a technical one, head to our website. Meanwhile, when that's all mixed in, which it looks like it almost is, we are going to grab, this is the finished mix. So Ella, I'm going to get you to start piping. Check out what I mean by the piping. So what we do is we hold on to the piping bag at the top, and then we pipe tiny little circles just like this. Pop. And keep going. It's really hard. Tiny little circle. Pop. And we leave a little bit of space in between because they will kind of rise a little bit and spread out. So there you go. That's up to you. Lovely work. Tiny little circle, nice and even shape.
Perfect, eh?
Now, a lot of the time what pastry chefs will do is they'll draw circles so that each of them is exactly the same size. Because what will happen, Nick, bring over the ones that we've already baked, is that they'll come out all evenly, and you want to kind of sandwich them together with some ganache. So we're going to make a ganache now. Katie, have you made a ganache before?
No.
Awesome. This is a very, very simple ganache. So we've got some hazelnut spread here, and we've got some cream. We're just going to mix all that hazelnut spread with just a little bit of cream in that bowl.
Do I just put
Yeah, just put it all in. Lovely. If your hazelnut spread is a little bit too firm, you can warm it up a little bit in a double boiler or in the microwave. Lovely. And if you are keeping this dairy-free, you can just keep the cream out and just use hazelnut spread in the middle. How's that looking, Ella?
good?
Well done. Okay, nice and quickly. That looks like it's ready to go into the piping bag. That's good. All right. And the more that you kind of give it a brisk whisk, the softer it should get too. Okay, now we're going to pop it. Oop, well done, Alice. We're going to pop it in the piping bag using the C shape. Is that something that you do?
I've never done piping
Okay,
before.
check out the C. You ready? C shape. Do you want to do the C shape with me? C, C, good. And then we pop the piping bag on top, just like that, with the hand that we don't use to pipe.
I prefer the see you later technique, Alice.
Is that the see you later into the mouth?
Oh, yeah.
And then we pop whatever it is that we're going to pipe inside the piping bag. So that's in. Now, before you trim the end of the piping bag off, we're going to close it off, just like that. Give it a really good flick. Ella, do you want to flick that all the way to the bottom? Have faith, because it's not open, it won't go anywhere. Flick, 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 keep going. I'm going to flick that too. Oh, good. Great work. Is that at the end yet?
Almost.
Almost.
A few more flicks.
Okay.
Maybe need some fresh flicking from Katie.
Katie.
Give it a good flick.
Yes.
And loose on that bottom hand.
All right. Now what we're going to do is trim off the end just a little bit, just like that. And then we're going to burp it, which basically means that we're going to find somewhere just to pop a little bit of the first bit out, just so we know that it's working. Does that look good?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Now I'm going to show you one of these, and then we're going to get to pipe it. You ready? Here is the ganache. Whoop. So we pop just a little bit on the bottom, and we top it with another one of the macarons. Just
wow.
enough so that it doesn't go everywhere. That sound fun? Yeah. All right, Katie, start us off. Maybe do this row here. So 1, 2, 3 macarons and their lids. All right, pipe away, my friend. And Ella, do you want to pop that lid on top?
What's that? Oh, Maurizio wants one. Well, if Maurizio wants one, Maurizio can have one.
Now
Come
onto
closer,
the
Maurizio.
display
Good to
plate
see
it
you.
goes, like a little spinning top. Thank you. Keep going. We've got so many macarons to make. This is the sort of activity you want to spend an afternoon doing. We don't have time for that, but we do have time for a break, and we'll see you right after.
Girls, that looks